Hi everyone, a few more bulbs to put up. These are a little bit older than the ones I showed previously, and I'm also using the fluoroscope arrangement to backlight the actual lamp so you can see the filaments and the different arrangements. Anyhow, as I say, let's get on with it. The first one we come to is a nice pip top. This was by Robertson's, I believe. I was having difficulty seeing the names. Some of the names are on it and others are not. No, I can't see a name on this one. Let's do it so it can be seen. The actual lamp. Showing the filament arrangement. This is carbon filament. Obviously a pip top lamp. Quite an old one as well. Working perfectly. But I don't show these working because really they are too valuable to keep lighting up or even dimly lighting them up. It can weaken the actual filaments. This one's arranged with like a couple of loops, but they're joined in the middle. You've got 4 lead-in wires, there's not 4. 2 of those are just making contact to connect up the 2 loops. Now here we have a very old lamp, a squirrel cage. I don't know if you can get the name on there, it's an old one. The name's very, very faint. I'll hope it shows up, but I just don't know if it's going to. Osram. It's an oldie, and the filament is intact. I don't know if you can see the filament. I suggest it's on quite a low voltage. There's only a few ups and downs on this one, so it's obviously low voltage. Unfortunately, the loops are intact, but in a couple of places they have come detached from the support wires, which is a great pity. It is a worker. The filaments all joined up, but unfortunately the supports have come adrift from the actual filament, which is a great pity, but it's a very old lamp made over here in England by Osram. Next one on our list is by Robertson. Now Robertson was the early name that GEC used. I think you can see the name there, Robertson, and it's a carbon filament lamp. Get it a bit closer. Mains voltage, I believe. Also pip top. See the camera. I don't know whether this fluoroscope idea is very good or not. I might have to go back to the other light. Anyhow, if it shows up the innards, all well and good. Here we have a tungsten lamp, a tungsten filament. Low voltage once again. The name is on the side, I believe it's Osram. Yeah, it's Osram. As I say, unfortunately, it's not always clear to make the names out or any details. I'm holding the camera on there, so we'll see what happens. Now, this is a low voltage lamp, possibly one that was used on ships' interior lighting. It's old, as indicated by the pip top. There's obviously one of the very early tungsten lamps, almost getting to be the same shape as a modern lamp. Also shows the enlarged base, which you'd normally find on neon lamps. I don't know why this is, but they've used it on this one. Get a better idea of the filament and support wire. Another carbon filament. It's had a bit of wear as the glass is slightly stained. This one has got no name on it at all. It's a screw base. It might be a Continental one or not, I don't know. But it's definitely a worker, definitely carbon, with one support. And it is not pip top. The evacuation is done just below the pinch. You can see the pinch there, and that's where the evacuation took place. So that one's not ancient, but it's old. It's older than me. Here we have an example of a carbon lamp but used for heating. I'm pretty sure this is out of one of those health lamps which you would use to for aches and pains. There's the name on the top. Let's see if we can bring it to light. It's American. Nalco. It's North America Lamp Company. You've got your voltage and your wattage on there as well. So that's an American example. Also very strong base. There's insulation between the upper collar. Obviously you don't want that to be alive. When it's screwed in, you've got insulation between that and the screw base. American carbon lamp. I do apologise for the quality of this lamp. It's very badly scratched. It came to me like that. It's old, so it's got an excuse. As I can see, there's no name on it. I would suggest it may be Philips, because of that type of loop. It's a long loop as opposed to the other ones I've shown that haven't got long loops. Just an idea. Sorry if it hasn't shown up very well, but there's the innards. 2 supports. And once again, pip top. What have we got next? There is writing on there. I'm having great difficulty in seeing what it says, but it's another carbon pip top screw base. Base, a very old base as well. Look at the way the centre contact is. These were well made as well. No supports, just the 2 wires carrying the current in, holding the actual carbon filament up, and once again pip top. I don't know what voltage this one is, possibly 110 if that. It looks like it wouldn't be 240. Something a bit different. You see the filament in there. That's just a normal tungsten filament with a reddy brown coloured envelope. This I believe was by, there's a name on there. There we are. Yeah, I'm going to use that other lamp. This one's not really lighting them up. If you can't see it on the thingy, it's by Mazda, single coil, Mazda patent, 240 volt, 60 watt. I've even written it on the side, and that too uses the larger base. I don't know the reason for this. It might be to fit round the actual envelope. Here you can see the typical Mazda type of envelope. Remember, Mazda was a branch of General Electric of America. And lamp might have been, on second thoughts, it's a reddy colour. It might have been used in the photography industry, being a deep red. Either that or used in submarine lighting. Nevertheless, it's quite a nice lamp and it's working. I've always liked neons, and here we have. I've showed that. You've probably seen this before. If you look at some of my earlier attempts on YouTube, I've put up quite a few neons which are actually shown a light. Here I'm being a bit lazy. I'm just doing them by hand. I haven't connected any current to any of these things, so they're just shown as the lamp without being lit up. But this is interesting because it's horizontal type filament. These, I think, were made in Bulgaria. They were on eBay a while back at a price. Now what the next? Oh yes, those were on neons. This one I couldn't see a name on, It's obviously continental, possibly German or Dutch, and it's more of the beehive shape. The top sort of is rounded off more as if it was a beehive. But these are quite interesting lamps. I'll probably show this one a light as well. On the earlier videos I did of several years ago. These are about 5 watts. I do like the old neons. Here we have another tungsten filament lamp. The name on it is National Mazda. See if I can show it up on there. I don't know whether it will show up on the thing. I'm hoping it will. It might have shown up there. National Mazda with the GE name in the middle. This was obviously one of the earlier tungsten lamps. It's using a tungsten filament. Pip top and typical ES base. There's a name there if it's coming up, it's upside down, but there it's up, upside down. Hopefully it will show on the video. Only a few more of these. I'm hoping the battery doesn't run out. Now this was used, as far as I can tell, in the Navy many years ago, obviously, pip top, carbon. And it's made by a very good old name. Turn it up, now look. The name on there is Pope. P-O-P-E, Pope. Now, Mr. Pope worked in England on lamp manufacture. He was one of the early experimenters, and he went across to Holland where he was employed by Philips. So some lamps are British made, Pope, and you go across to the continent, Holland, you see the same name again, Pope, normally written with their typical way of showing the name, Pope. Old lamp, fully working, BC base. Now on the continent still, I think that name will come out showing well, Pinch, P-I-N-T-S-C-H, Pinch, and that goes back many years. It's not Pip Top, but the firm I know goes back, and I believe it's even connected at one way to gas lighting. I don't know too much about it, but it's an old German name and a very well made lamp. Evacuation's done the normal way in the stem at the base. Got the hole in that. One support for the coils. That's a worker. Here we have, you won't be able to see the innards, I'm pretty sure it's carbon, and it's a lamp which was in these handheld health type lamps again. This is the continental version. They were either blue or red. They got very hot, and the idea was to be able to use on a strain or ache, and hopefully the heat would get rid of any pains. few years old but not ancient. Either deep red or deep blue. Carbon filament, that gives the heat as well. And the fact it's got heavy coloured glass makes it even appear hotter. We end up with, and I might have shown, I don't know if it's the same type I've shown, it's a pointer light. I don't know if it's the same filament or not. I'm pretty sure it may be. I have got another one of these which is slightly different in the makeup, but my comments on that are on the other video that I gave. It's mentioned it's a 3 contact. You've got the outer and the 2 innards, and it works on the principle of an arc. Gives a very, very small source of light. So if you ever get one of these, don't screw it into a normal holder and expect it to work. It will just go bang and you've lost a perfectly good lamp, and one which I don't know how much they're worth now, but they are quite unusual. Anyway, that's the last one for now. Thanks for watching. I'm standing here perspiring like a good one. It's so hot today. So anyhow, I hope you find interest in these. The trays of lamps come as from where they're under the bed, so it gives me a chance to sort them out, dust them off, and have a little talk about them. And it's in video form as well. Anyhow, once again, any comments please leave, subscribe, like, all the other things you do on YouTube. And once again, many thanks. Thank you.